Hi, I'm Laura Rubenstein, President and co-founder of Social Buzz Club. I'm here with Michael Stelzner of Social Media Examiner. He's the president and founder of Social Media Examiner. And today I'm really excited to talk to you, Michael, because you've done such a great job with Social Media Examiner. And I want to know, first of all, tell me, how did you get into this? What's your background in social media?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk. It's so good to be with you again. Social Media Examiner was an idea, just like I'm sure the Social Buzz Club was an idea. I just had this random thought in my head, and I saw a need. I saw that there were not a lot of people out there writing the detailed how-to kind of articles. And I partnered with some friends like Mari Smith, who we know, and Denise Wakeman, and Chris Garrett, and Jason Falls, and asked them if they'd be willing to contribute some content. And the idea was that we were going to create a movement. We were going to create something that would become hopefully a hub of the industry where people would want to come to learn. And we were evangelizing social media. And the thing took off. We just celebrated our 2-year birthday a couple of weeks ago. And we now have more than 450,000 people a month that come to Social Media Examiner. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, congratulations
Thank you.
on that. That's exciting. So you started this blog from scratch.
Yes.
There's a lot of bloggers here. We're at Blog World, by the way, 2011 in LA. And where would you recommend someone start to become more successful?
Well, I mean, step number one is if you are a business person, which I'm sure most people are that are watching this, you have to ask yourself, like, what is my area of expertise that I could potentially write about? And if I really can't write, maybe I've got friends who can write, and maybe we can band together, and maybe we can figure out some way to kind of do something kind of fun. Because when I started Social Media Examiner, I didn't know squat about social media. And I'm not a social media expert, okay? And people laugh when they hear that, but I'm really not. The experts are the people that are contributing to the site. So the message here is you do not have to be the expert. You can just be kind of the master puppeteer that brings the cast together. It's like a casting call. But regardless, it's so easy to start a blog. You can simply go to get a WordPress blog, or a Blogger blog, and get started right away. But I would start by looking at what others are doing well and study it, and then say, okay, how can I model some of that?
So I love what you talked about, because it's all about collaboration, putting together a team. And when you think about a blog, it's all about, if you're going to have a successful blog, it's all about having traffic and readers.
Right.
Okay, so we put up this wonderful blog. How do we get readers?
Well, one of the things that I think is important is to add social share components to any blog. Because when people come to a blog, not many of them are going to comment, okay? But maybe they might be willing to push a retweet button, or a Google Plus button, or a like button. And this will allow these people that love your content to become instant evangelists for your content. And what that does is that brings more traffic to your site. So just by simply adding these little social mechanisms to your site, these people, when they like your stuff, it ends up on Facebook or Twitter, and then it brings more and more traffic.
So social sharing is key.
Social sharing is absolutely essential. And I'll tell you a little statistic. In the beginning, Social Media Examiner, our first year, only 15% of our traffic came from search. In our second year, it was like 30% of traffic. So nearly all of our traffic comes from referrals from people that know other people.
Now, a lot of bloggers put up a blog. A lot of people on social media share blogs on social media, but everyone knows social media is taboo to sell directly, but everybody wants to make money from their blog and social media. How do they do that?
Okay, so first of all, think of a blog as a publishing platform. Okay, so when you blog, you become a publisher. And there's a couple ways to do it. Obviously, you can sell advertising like a magazine does. I'm not a huge proponent of advertising. Instead, because a blog is something someone can come to and it can quickly go away, I think what you want to do is get them to subscribe to get email updates. That's been the key to Social Media Examiner's growth. And when you encourage them to sign up for your email updates, that allows you to own them, so to speak, okay? And you now have this list. And once you have this list, it generates a back channel through which you can promote. And that's how you make your money. Does that make sense? Yeah. Through the emails, you can occasionally send out an email blast, for a product that you have or an upcoming event, or you can even sell ad space like Social Media Examiner does into your emails as they go out.
As you grow your list.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Brilliant. And with all the things that are going on with social media, I really believe in collaboration and helping proliferate content and collaborative efforts like we do on Social Buzz. But how do you feel about those collaborative efforts?
I think it's absolutely essential. You can't really do it well on your own. You really do need to band together, in everything that you do. And I think that what you guys are doing is really smart, because you're bringing together people with common shared interests. And that's really the key, because when you are just getting started, you could write the best blog post in the world, and no one will ever read it. But in the beginning of Social Media Examiner, before your Buzz Club was ever around, I had people like Mari Smith and Jason Falls and all these people that agreed to retweet my stuff every day.
You had your own buzz club.
I had my own Buzz Club. It was essential to the growth of Social Media Examiner, so I'm a strong proponent of the kinds of things you guys are doing.
And it's exactly where we started, because we thought of people like you and who had small but very influential networks.
Right.
And we're like, well, we have networks, but they're not as influential. How can we use the power of all of our networks to really support each other with good content instead of spam content? And
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Yeah. So thank you for all you've done for social media and the training you've given. I certainly learned a lot, and I know all of our Social Buzz Club fans and followers out there have as well. So we'll check you next time, and hope you again.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
You're welcome.